In this video, you're going to watch me pick my team for game week 27 and hopefully pick up some tips along the way. Thank you so much for watching and stay tuned. Each week I ask my Instagram followers 3 big questions. Question number 1 this week was, out of the Man City players, should I captain Gundogan, Cancelo or Stones? Question number 2 was, should I transfer in Tierney for Ben Mee? And question number 3 was, should I start Bamford or Souček? Alright, let's take a look at what the results were from those polls. Okay, the first question I simply asked, should I captain Gundogan, thinking that would kind of close off, should I go for a striker or should I go for a defender for this one? Now, the poll said that just about no got it, so 58% said no. Now, if we're going on to the second question, should I transfer in Tierney? This is a much higher percentage, and 69% said that yes, I should transfer in Tierney, so that was quite clear in a runaway one. And the third question I put on there was, should I start Bamford or Souček? I thought this would be quite close, but actually it was again another runaway victory with 69% saying that Bamford should be the person I choose for this one. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you are watching on YouTube, please consider subscribing, turning on notifications and liking the video. And if you want to get involved in some of these chats, please just follow me on Instagram, and the handle is footballneversleeps_. Alright, let's head into Instagram and into the comments on this post and just see what people are saying in a little bit more detail. Okay, so let's head into a little more detail and have a look inside the post. Now, if I click on the post, which has so far got around 35 comments, and I click into those comments, and some really good ones so far that's come through. As I said, looking at things a looking at things in a little bit more depth. Got there in the end. So first one that comes through a lot is saying that Bruno, especially because he's playing Man City next week, against the Big Six he hasn't been great, and quite a few people, say Ollie Morgan 14 said at the top of this one, I'm not going to start Bruno. That has come through in quite a few of them. For example, change Luke Shaw. Now I'm actually thinking of dropping Luke Shaw for next game week, but that's something I'll go into later in the video, as you see there. So first one from Sam Bowie saying I should have Gundogan and potentially Bamford. I'm thinking maybe not Gundogan because Gundogan's maybe been pushed back as KDB has kind of come in and taken that further forward midfielder role. I'm bringing Lingard for Barnes. Quite a few people are thinking of making that change, obviously because of Barnes' injury. An excellent comment from Sockcam24. So he doesn't think Gundogan will get any more points, so he won't captain him, going for Shaw, Cancelo. But we're always kind of wary of the Pep rotation in there as well. Another one there saying Gundogan with some reasons, and then looking for those, saying that Stones will probably be rested. Another one coming in there, and he's saying Cancelo. So there's still quite a bit of a mix in there. It seems to be a fair few people resting Man United players this week as they're playing Man City, and thinking for the captain, it seems still to be the vote was fairly close, and it still seems to be split between the 3 out of Gundogan, Stones and Cancelo, who I should put as captain. So now let's take a look at my team and see what I am going to do this week. Okay, so let's have a look at my team, and as I said before, the main transfer I was thinking of making was taking Ben Mee out and putting in Tierney. Now, there are 2 reasons for that. Number 1 is that Arsenal actually, in the long run, have a relatively good run, even though they have some tough fixtures coming up. The reason number 2 is if we're looking forward to, it's game week 27, next one, then 28, and game week 29. This is the one that I am a little bit worried about, and I'm a little bit worried because I don't have my free hit. So I've got to think about what players am I going to get in that are going to be playing that game week. So I've got a couple of, I've got a Spurs player, a couple of Villa players, West Ham, a couple of Leeds, but I've got to booster some of those out a little bit. So let's do the transfer. I'm taking out me, and I am going to scroll through my all players, and I'm going to select Arsenal, and I'm going to go and choose Tierney, which is actually only 5 to 5.2. Now I'm going to make this transfer now. This is on a Monday I'm making this transfer. Don't make your transfers this early. The only time I make transfers this early is if I'm really on the edge, like I'll only have, I won't have any money left over, because that sometimes annoys me. I'm doing these transfers to try and talk through what I think you could potentially do and talk through the week. So don't do them at this stage, but I'm going to take one for the team. So I'm going to hit confirm to make transfers, and I'm going to talk through who I'm going to put on pitch and in what positions following this. So hit the make transfer button, and I'll see you on the next screen, and we will pick my starting 11. Okay, so now we've got my starting team. Let's have a look at what changes that I'm going to make for next week. Now, as I said, I am going to take out Shaw, and I'm going to take out Shaw straight away, and I am... Okay, this one was saying, do we put in Bamford or do we put in Souček? Now, loads of people on there said Bamford. I am actually thinking I'm going to put in Souček, but I'm also going to take out Calvert-Lewin, because Calvert-Lewin is against Chelsea, and Chelsea actually have a really good defensive record, and I'm going to put in Bamford against West Ham, and I'm going to make Calvert-Lewin, actually I'm going to make Dallas my number 1 sub at the moment. Now the reason for that is I'm thinking Leeds, yes, I've had 1 or 2 close games, but they still are relatively open. I think West Ham will score goals, and I don't have Antonio at the moment, so I'm going to have Souček for hopefully getting me goals in that game. However, Leeds also love to attack, so I am going to put Bamford in there still. Looking at some of the other games, Martinez against Wolves, very happy with that. Tierney against Burnley, very happy with that. I've then got Stones, Cancelo and Gundogan on a double game week. Salah against Fulham, Fernandes against Man City. Now this is a careful one, because obviously some people are thinking of resting Fernandes because he hasn't done well in the against Big Six teams. So looking at my subs bench, I guess I could bring in Dallas for Fernandes, which is a big call. I'm not going to do that, just because I think if Man United do anything, it will usually go through Fernandes. So it's a close one, but I'm going to stick with that. I also don't want to back Leeds too much, just in case it all goes horribly wrong against West Ham. So I'm only going to stick with 1 Leeds player and spread it about a bit. So Son against Crystal Palace, very happy with that. Souček against Leeds, Bamford against West Ham, and Watkins against Wolves. Okay, I'm really happy with that team. The last thing is, who am I going to captain? Now, I'm thinking I'm not going to captain Gundogan just because he has been moved back a little bit, and he's had a couple of games blank at the moment. This might change later in the week. I know he's got another game this week coming up. Then there's Stones and Cancelo. Now I know Cancelo has been rested, and so has Stones. This is a bit up in the air, this one, but I'm going to go Cancelo for the main reason that he's been moved into midfield, and I think he's got a better chance of picking up the points. So I'm going to make him captain. Now, looking at vice captain, I'm going to actually stay away from Man City in case they have a complete shocker. I'm actually going to go with, I think I'm going to go with Son. Going to go with Son against Crystal Palace, but to be honest, I probably won't get to that because Cancelo will play one of those 2 games. Alright, so that's the team I'm going with next week. If you have any thoughts on it, please feel free to drop something in the comments and I will get back to you. Or if you want to join in the debate and the conversation, follow footballneversleeps_ on Instagram. Thank you very much. Good luck in the next week, and I will see you next week for the next video.